Know if we can survive this poisoning of our people by the government and by you.
Snowfall.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Snowfall, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about Snowfall Season 4, Episode 3. This is the recap. The episode just dropped about 40 minutes ago, man, and overall, this was a solid episode. It was a great build-up episode, in my opinion. We saw a lot of different things happen. Of course, Franklin had a lot of different things he had to deal with. Besides the gang wars, he was, of course, setting up business moves and also setting up things to try to protect his mother. And man, it's about to get crazy in this next episode based off the trailer. So let's get into it, man. What do we see in this episode? So we know Gustavo wanted to seek revenge. That's exactly what he was trying to do at the very beginning of the episode. But of course, Teddy had different plans. Gustavo wanted to go straight in. Teddy's like, no, we can't do this right now, actually, and not the way that you want to do it. So Gustavo rushes out, knocks Teddy down. Next thing we know, Gustavo was knocked out. Now, I predicted this in my final predictions. I had a feeling that Gustavo will be knocked out earlier on in the episode. But of course, I thought it was those officers that did this, but no, it was your boy Teddy. He did not want Gustavo making any mistakes at all. And finally, Teddy finally tells him the truth that, look, I'm CIA. And it is what it is. Your boy Gustavo was like, okay, like, really? You know what I'm saying? And now he's starting to put two and two together. He's like, okay, it all makes sense now. So this is what I've always been talking about. What type of game plan does Gustavo have? He needs to be setting up something, especially if he's going to be working with Teddy. He's going to need an end game, just like your boy Franklin has an end game when it comes to working with Teddy in the CIA. Now, Franklin, he meets up with Officer Nixon. And of course, he tells Officer Nixon, look, stay away from my family. Plain and simple. Now, I don't know what the hell Officer Nixon was thinking. He thought that maybe Franklin can't do anything to him. He's telling Franklin or what? I mean, this guy, he just does not get it. He is underestimating Franklin Saint, and that's something that you do not want to do. But Officer Nixon thinks he has some type of power and clout over Franklin Saint, and that he's just untouchable. Well, we know in this episode he found out very quickly that's something that you don't want to do. Now, we get back to Irene Abbey, and of course, she wants to get more information on Franklin Saint. And she has this investigator, and this guy, he's determined to find out everything about Franklin. He believes that he's escaped murder, and he's digging up all his files. He's trying to find all the dirt that he can. So now Franklin has this reporter and an investigator trying to take him down. And like this investigator said, you're going to have to be very careful when you mess with Franklin, because when he finds out about this, which we know he will, it's not going to be too good for her, right? Now, the return of Wanda, she is back at it once again. And once again, Leon, he has to encounter her. And man, you can just tell Leon once again feels very bad about what happened to Wanda. She was looking very rough. And in this episode, she was definitely struggling a whole lot. But it's just sad to see how she has become, especially since day one, from how she used to look to now. I mean, it is night and day difference. Now, your boy Manboy is back in this episode. And of course, he's playing around with Uncle Jerome, talking about your boy Franklin was shaky and that everything was, you know what I'm saying, pretty much good with business before Franklin came back. So this is what Manboy's going to try to do. He's going to try to make it seem like they all cool. They don't really need Franklin. He's kind of throwing those little small hints out there. But as I told you, Scully, yes, he is wild. He is crazy. But the one they need to be watching their back from is Manboy. This is something that Aunt Louie knows, and eventually you're going to see this later on in the season, in my opinion. Now, we get to your boy Paul Davis, played by Steven Williams, and man, I've been waiting for his character to show up in this show. Of course, Sissy wants to make a deal with this guy. Now, of course, this dude has political power, so making a deal with him is a smart investment. He's going to be able to get you at a whole lot of different things. So Sissy is going to try to work with him, do, of course, some business with this guy, because if you bring him to your team, it's only going to be good things. The only question I have is this: can this guy really be trusted. Now we back to your girl Wanda, and her tooth done fell out. I'm like, man, this is just crazy. Now for a second, Wanda is looking like, man, like I'm really messed up. Look at my teeth, my tooth is out. It almost seems like she wants to stop doing what she's doing, right? And she's seeing the aftermath of what's really going on with her. It's just sad, man. I wish Wanda could get cleaned up, at least kind of similar to how Melody is kind of cleaned up, I guess, but we don't really know all the details of that. But Wanda definitely was not looking good in this episode. Now, of course, Teddy and Gustavo, they're going to get the information on where, of course, those Mexican officers are at, and they're going to get that location. And Gustavo, he tells Teddy, look, we have to find them. We have to take them out now. Now, Officer Nixon, he does not listen. Look, he just don't want to listen. It's plain and simple. As I told you guys, Franklin warned him at the very beginning of the episode to stay away from his family. This time he comes back, arrests his mother. Franklin is staying very calm. He tells her, look, you will be out in an hour. Just stay calm. And of course, Officer Nixon decides to take her to the gravesite. Just like in the final predictions, this is something that the fans have been saying when they saw that gravesite. A lot of fans said that's where he's going to take her. He took her to Officer Wright's gravesite. He smashed her head. This dude is on one. Officer Nixon, I still believe that his days are numbered. Franklin is trying to beat him in a different type of way. And of course, Officer Nixon tells Sissy, look, your son Franklin killed him. And, I guess he thinks this is supposed to get to her. But to be honest, we already know Sissy knew the truth. She knew the truth. But Officer Nixon, he thinks this is something that he should be doing. What are you going to get out of this? Is this revenge for you? You want to decide to do this now? Come on. I guess you don't believe that Franklin Saint has some power over you. Or, matter of fact, he may think that Franklin can't touch him because he has that badge on. Of course, Sissy's, she's upset. But at the same time, Sissy is more concerned about closing the deal with Paul Davis. Franklin asked her, what did Officer Nixon say to you? And of course, Sissy's like, look, he ain't said nothing to me that I don't already know. So she already knows what Franklin did to Officer Wright. And she's not really concerned with that. She's concerned with business. And you guys let me know, Sissy's character has changed a whole lot. She's became more darker since season 1. She's like, look, I'm all about this business now. Close this deal. So Franklin, of course, goes and he tells him, look, I want to buy the bookshop. You guys are good. You have nothing to worry about. Now, this family, they want to keep the bookshop, the bookstore, I guess, in the family. Franklin makes it seem like this deal that he's going to offer them, this money, is great, that they're going to be able to stick around. Everything's going to be good because at the end of the day, whether Franklin buys it or not, it seems like this family's going to lose the store regardless. So Franklin pretty much tells them, y'all good. I got y'all. Now, Gustavo, of course, with the help of Teddy, is able to seek revenge. And it's crazy because if these two didn't have any type of bulletproof armor on or, a bulletproof vest, it would have been bad for them, right? It would have been very bad. Teddy and Gustavo got shot, but that did not stop them at all. This scene almost reminded me like of a Scarface type of vibe. Of course, Gustavo was like, look, y'all want to paint 100,000 in blood? Well, I'm going to put him on old boy's head. And this is what Gustavo was doing. He's seeking revenge. But we know the officers are shooken up, right? They kind of shaky now. They like, okay, we got to get out of sight. They coming after us. And, well, this is what you expect is going to happen. You want to kill this guy's family, screw him over, and you think he's not going to come back for revenge? Well, you must be mistaking him, right? Now, Franklin goes and he tells this family, he says, look, y'all got to be gone by Friday. So now they're pissed off. They're like, what? We've been having this store within our family for years and years and years. And you telling me we have to be gone? What happened to the deal that we made? What happened to that? And Franklin's like, look, somebody else getting this store, which we already know. This is the deal that he wanted to make with Paul Davis. This is all political power. This is all business at the end of the day. And Franklin's demeanor is completely different. He doesn't care what this family is telling him at all. Of course, she's cussing him out. And Franklin doesn't give a damn. This dude is cold-blooded, how he switched it up on this family so quickly. Made it seem like he was cool with them. But at the end of the day, this is business. This is something that he has to do, right? Now, Gustavo was finally able to get revenge on the officers. He done took his boy out. Now he found the other guy. And like I told you guys, these guys was getting shot up and left to right. It was a big major shootout, but he choked him out, took him out the game, and now it's on to the next one. As I told you guys, what's next for Gustavo and Teddy? Will Gustavo, stick with Teddy? You know what I'm saying? Especially since he already told him the truth about the CIA. I mean, if I'm Gustavo, you might as well stay close to Teddy, figure out a game plan, set something up where you can walk away from this and not get screwed over. As I told you guys time and time again, I don't believe everybody's going to walk away squeaky clean. Something definitely is going to happen. Now, Franklin does make the deal with Paul Davis. And you guys let me know, do you trust him? I don't necessarily trust him. They show him shaking hands and stuff like this. Of course, Paul Davis is going to be high up in the political world. He has all this clout and power. And of course, he's able to get Officer Nixon removed, transferred downtown or whatever. And he's out of the picture. Franklin Saint is doing big moves. You know what I'm saying? Not just on the streets, but he's doing stuff in the legal way. So he can have some type of investments in the legal way, not just the illegal way, right? This is something that you have to do. He wants to expand, he wants to grow, and this is all part of the game. But I do not trust Paul Davis. I think something's up his sleeve. I think when it's all said and done, he's going to try something. Now, he already knows that Franklin sold drugs. He already knows the history of Franklin, of course, but he still decides to make this move. This is not going to end well, in my opinion. Something definitely is going to happen. Now, of course, Officer Nixon gets the news that he's going to be getting transferred. Now he's pissed off, and he's pretty much trying to run his mouth. And, of course, the chief tells him, well, if you keep running your mouth, you can just lose your job completely. Or, matter of fact, you could end up on trial. I mean, you better think about this. That goes to show you the power that Paul Davis has. And it goes to show you that the deal that Franklin made, of course, with the help of Sissy, his mother, they made a smart move. Because without this move, Officer Nixon will probably still be a problem. But since he's still breathing, he will always be a problem until he is completely eliminated. We know this. Paul Davis for city council is a major move. The episode ends, of course, with Irene. She's running her mouth. Of course, she gets more information from the investigator about what's really going on with Franklin, the murder. Of course, we hear the name Lorena, which we already know what happened to her. She's gone. She's out of the picture. And this investigator is like, man, everybody that gets close ends up dead. Somebody on the inside is protecting Franklin Saint. And I don't know if we should keep trying to push this investigation. Hell, even Irene's her ex-husband or whatever, he even told her, look, you need to stay away. You need to watch out what you're doing, because the last time you got close to something similar like this, bad things happened to you. You pretty much got walked over. Do you want this to happen to you once again? And it seems like she does not care. She is, obsessed on catching Franklin Saint, and she would not stop. But you guys already know how it goes. When people get too close, bad things happen. So we're going to see at the end of the season if she's going to be able to get close to Franklin Saint. Yes, he is protected by Teddy. And of course, the new investment, the new partnership that he has with Paul Davis, he's even more protected because now he has that political gain. He has the government gain. I mean, the dude is doing smart moves all around the board. He is playing chess while these other people out here are playing checkers. We know in episode 4, Franklin Saint tells his organization, look, it is time to expand. It is time to move outside of this city. It is time to do bigger things. And we want to see that game plan in this next episode. But even though Franklin wants to, of course, grow and do bigger things, he still has some issues with Scully. He still has a gang war that, of course, he is in the middle of. His boy Leon in the next episode, based on those previews, it's about to go down. We already know this. But you guys let me know, man, what do you think of episode 3? Like I said, overall, it was a solid episode, a great build-up episode. Sissy Saint show how tough she really is. And in this episode, we saw that. And we saw some connections, some investments, some smart business moves from your boy Franklin Saint. And he's going to have to continue to keep growing, to keep building his organization the legal way. Because if he wants to get out of this, when it's all said and done, that illegal money ain't going to work. But if he has legal assets, he's going to be straight. And this is something that he understands. So we're going to see how it all ends. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support. I will catch you guys very, very soon. We're going to be getting ready for episode 4. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.